5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
You're listening to the GHT Overland Podcast. Welcome. Thank you for joining us on the GHT Overland Podcast.
This is where you get the greatest interviews and insights from overland travelers around the globe, learning from their stories and experiences as we interview overlanders from places like Australia, Africa, the Americas, Portugal, and today, Plain, Washington. Yes, that's the name of the city, is Plain. That's all I got on that one. You will learn the basics to the advanced in overlanding, so buckle up and get ready for a new adventure. I'm Chris.
And I'm Lisa.
Are you stuck?
Well, we have like over 10 guests this week. How do we introduce them all properly?
Nicely.
This is going to be fun.
So here's my thought. I think we go through and do them in sections. Oh, we should probably tell our listeners what we're up to. So we went to the Northwest Overland Rally. Sorry for that little hiccup. In Plain, Washington. And we did some interviews with some great folks up there. And that is what you were about to listen to.
So we got to tell the dramatic part about it.
Oh, God, there was drama?
Well, good
drama. I don't remember drama.
Well, we made a conscious decision to try and get out as early as possible on Friday night.
You know how that goes.
So we packed up our vehicle and we finally left at about 8:30 in the evening.
Nuts. So we drove in the darkened night all night long. Oh, exhausting.
Took us a bit.
And long story short, we got to Plain, Washington at about 7 o'clock in the morning when everybody was unzipping their rooftop tents and stretching and looking at the beautiful scenery in the mountains, getting their coffee ready. And we had breakfast it was next door to the hardware store. What was the
little cafe
there. Good food there in Plain, Washington. And then we had to wait until 8 o'clock for the hardware store to open to get coffee. And I'm not talking about, because Tim was like, well, who was it that had coffee that he mentioned?
Oh, I don't know. My thought was I need espresso.
Overland coffee or something. And we were like, no, dude, we need something much stronger than just coffee.
We need the espresso.
Yep. So we got the espresso. It was pretty good. And we did really good or at least I did, for 3 hours. Man, I just crashed.
Well, you did all the driving. So I napped here and there.
Yes, you did. So unfortunately, we didn't get to talk to as many people as we really wanted to. We didn't go into it 100% prepared. It was a last minute, oh my gosh, we can actually clear our schedule and go. So we made the best of it, and we really talked to some amazing people. We had the opportunity to meet quite a few people that we had done interviews with before, as they were in different countries and different time zones. And they all happened to be at the Northwest Overland Rally, and we got to meet them in person, face to face, for the first time, and that was awesome.
Super excited.
Yeah, super, super cool. Okay, so you want to jump into this so we can get into some of the interviews?
Yeah,
cool.
Let's do this.
So first up, we have Amy Hopkins of the Rebel Rally talking about the women's only technical driving course where the participants are guided and coached through an off-road track, placing them and their vehicles in a variety of challenging positions. Right after Amy, we talked quickly with 3 of the participants of the course to get their feedback. So you'll hear from Cassandra Parks, Rochelle Mayhew, and Stacy Sexton.
Then our friends Kelsey and Tim of Dirt Sunrise were there, and they talk about the driving and recovery classes they were teaching. All right, guys, take it away.
Okay, my name's Amy Hopkins, and we are on the women's technical course at the Northwest Overland Rally. I am helping with the Rebel Rally, who is kind of running the training for this. And we do this as a women's only class because in many cases, women travel with their partners who are the ones who drive, and it's their truck and all that, and they're comfortable with being the passenger. But first and foremost, it's a safety issue. Everyone in the car should know how to drive it. And because if something happens to the guy driving it, she is going to have to get him out. So at the very basic level, she may not like driving, but after they do this course, they like driving.
And it sounds like everybody's enjoyed the course a lot.
I think so. It seems like it's gone really well. Every year, it's amazing. They get up there and we start the course off and say, raise your hand if you're scared. All of them. And then at the end, raise your hand if you're still scared. None of them. We do that every year.
Awesome. Excellent. Yeah. Thank you.
Sure.
Hi, my name is Cassandra Parks. I just took the women's only tech course here at the Northwest Overland Rally, run by, I believe, the Rebel ladies, which is fantastic. The extra things, being only women, I believe that they took it as a slower course. They wanted to not overly talk to us about like what engines do this, what, you know what I mean, 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive. Like they briefly talked about that, but they're like, you need to know your vehicle, so find out your vehicle, go walk around your vehicle, go touch your vehicle, go look underneath your vehicle, which that to me was way more than I've ever gotten just by doing this with my husband and myself, you know what I mean? Just having that extra little pointers coming from a professional women's racing team, I would say, you know? So yeah, I had a great time and it was fun and scary. So don't want to break anything. And yeah, it's going to be a good adventure. So hopefully we get to do it again.
Awesome.
So,
nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rachel Mayhew.
And I'm Stacey Sexton.
And we just went through the course. And it was very informative. I've never been off-roading before, so it's good to build some confidence.
Doing the ladies only class was really, really cool. Having a lady spot for you, having ladies guide you through it. All the ladies kind of hanging out, talking while you're waiting to go through the course was super fun. Learned a lot that way.
I just think it's helpful knowing that, like, it's not just all men's kind of...
Yeah, really great way to kind of grow the sport, I guess, if you want to call it that way. Like,
yeah.
I know me and my husband disc golf, and that's one of the things that they're trying to do. They're trying to get more women into the sport. And so sort of showing more women doing this kind of stuff, and like kind of a bit of a girl power kind of thing. Like, yeah, just grab a car and go.
Right on. Awesome. Thanks, ladies.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I am Kelsey from Dirt Sunrise, and
I'm Tim.
We're here at the Northwest Overland Rally, and we are doing some classes, teaching everybody from basic to advanced. We have a really fun driving course out here. Tim's done some recovery out here.
Yeah, so yesterday we did advanced recovery, and then all the driving stuff was really basic. So today we're taking it up a notch. We're going to do all the more difficult features and teach people how to pick lines and things like that.
Yeah,
Cool.
Everyone gets a chance to drive, so it's a lot of fun out here.
Which is super fun,
Yeah,
right?
super fun.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Great to meet you in person.
Yeah,
Great
you
to
too.
meet you.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Bill Mayhew. I'm at the Northwest Overland Rally, and I'm driving the advanced driving class today. And what I learned is when you have 4 good spotters, they can make it really easy for you. That's my take
Spotters
so
are the
far
key,
today.
right?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Next up is Kelly Drulette, I think I'm pronouncing that right, who gave a very educational talk on overlanding in Africa. Then Rich Smallwood chimes in, who attended the Africa talk. Gentlemen, the floor is yours.
I am at the Northwest Overland Rally. My name is Kelly Drolette. I'm teaching travel in Africa. The experiences that I have traveling in Africa several times is going over there on a short-term basis for a month or so, and then renting vehicles and just traveling on my own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. And so you went through a little bit of security. You went through a little bit of getting money and funds. Mm-hmm. And then another one was getting inoculations.
That's right.
What else did you cover?
Renting the different vehicles and just some of the experiences I had traveling, some of the opportunities if you go to the various farms and parks, the way they operate parks in Africa is much different than North America. And so you need to understand, for example, you cannot get out of your vehicle when you're in a national park unless you're at a compound. And that's for your own safety.
My name's Rich Smallwood. I was just here at the Northwest Overland Rally 2019. We were just doing a course or a class on traveling in Africa, I believe it was.
Yep.
Spent some time. We've got an interest in traveling to Africa probably sometime in the next, bunch of years, for an extended trip. And probably got a lot of information out of it just with respect to safety and currency, route planning, ideas for rentals, all types of different things are available to classes. And this one was really good. You're dealing with an instructor who's made multiple trips, and the instructors seem to be just like us. They're regular people. They're people that are doing driving and wanting to do and experience everything we want to do.
Rochelle Croft is up next with Expedition Overland, who gives us a super sneak peek into what they have going down over at Expedition Overland. If you're not up to speed, Expedition Overland brought overlanding to the main stage with their YouTube channel. All right, Rochelle, the mic is yours.
My name is Rochelle Croft. I'm with Expedition Overland. My husband and I started this about 9 years ago, and we film a YouTube series called Expedition Overland. We travel the world and share our adventures. We've completed the entire Pan American Highway. There are 36 episodes of that on YouTube that you can watch. So this year, we actually are introducing for the first time a Jeep into our fleet. So we are building a brand new Jeep Gladiator.
Yeah.
We just returned home from about 10-day trip down to Sonora in Mexico. So the guys are back at the shop. They're editing that. Look for that to air beginning of fall.
Cool.
And then the end of July, we're leaving for our next trip, which will be about a 4 to 5 week long trip through the U.S. right now. The guys are also incorporating flight into our show this year with powered paragliders.
Oh, super cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
So we'll be overlanding with the trucks and supporting the guys as they fly, hopefully
cool.
from the Canada border to the border of Mexico.
Okay.
Cover all of U.S. Our 3 boys will be going with us for the first time for the whole entire thing.
That's awesome.
So it should be good. It should be full of good mistakes and failures and good times. So
Awesome. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rochelle. We really appreciate you taking the time. Who do we have up next, Lisa?
Kendra Miller, who was at the Rebel Rally booth, then a heartfelt story from Judy Russell, who's preparing for the Rebel Rally with Team Anyway.
Oh, that was a really good one. All right, ladies, take it away.
Hi, my name is Kendra Miller. I am a 4-time Rebel competitor, or will be this year. Team Sasquatch, number 184. The Rebel is great for women because it's all women, and you start as one person coming in, and you come out the other end way more confident in your skills as you've learned.
I'm Judy Russell. I'm with Team Anyway, and I am doing the Rebel Rally for the first time. I've had it on my bucket list since probably the first year, and basically I decided that my mantra has always been do it anyway. And my story basically is that when I was 5, I had open heart surgery. The doctors and parents and everybody always told me, don't do it. Don't do this, don't do that. Don't go hiking in the mountains because you have your heart. Don't have kids because, you don't know what can happen. Basically, I went ahead and I did it anyways. I have 2 beautiful daughters. I have a fantastic grandson who's now 5. And again, I did it anyway. So this year I am teaming up with Tana White. She has done the Rebel once previous, but she now has twin boys who are 2 years old. And she's a full-time mom, full-time employed. And she's basically been told she's crazy to try and do this again. But she also has agreed to do it anyway. Basically, I think for most women, what I've learned just in the 6 months since I've decided to do this, I have come so far just in the planning and the prepping and the camaraderie of the Rebel Rally. The gals that have competed before are so willing to help out, answer any questions you have. We are really looking forward to it. And it's something that I think you need to push yourself a little bit. Most women, just because people tell you you can't do it, you need to do it. You need to find your anyway and get out there and do what you want to do, not what other people tell you to do. Here at the Northwest Overland, we just had an amazing turnout of women, a lot of them that have never done the technical course out here before, and they loved it. And a few that were a little intimidated and said maybe next year. But we'll see. I think it'll be a good run. And I look forward to a lot of you looking on rebelrally.com and watching Team Anyway. We're number 122. Check us out.
What a story. I think there's a lot to take away from that story for all of us. There's a lot to learn there. Okay, so we have quite a few more to get through. So who's up next, Lisa?
Our friends Taylor, Sunny, Karen, and Ashley with Women Overlanding the World Retreats.
Wow, what a job that they've done over the past year since we met them. We spent some quality time with these ladies last year doing interviews with them as their individual selves. I guess is that the right way to say it?
Yeah.
So Taylor was with Running from Monday. Sunny and Karen are the Vagabrods. Ashley, along with her husband Richard, are of Death to Glory.
So here is the inside scoop on booking a retreat with these ladies and a snippet into the pure awesomeness they're creating.
Now hold up, fellas. Don't skip forward. We get a ton of messages from you asking how you can get your wife or girlfriend, not both of them, into overlanding. Here is the magic sauce you've been looking for. Send them on a trip with these ladies, and you will have a passionate, skilled partner for overlanding. And you're welcome.
Excuse me. I have not attended one of these retreats yet.
I know. One step at a time.
Okay, I am digging our for sale sign in the yard tomorrow.
You're skipping ahead. All right, ladies, take it away.
My name is Taylor Polly, and I am with Women Overlanding the World and Women Overlanding the World Retreats. We offer 10-day guided trips for women, overlanding trips in Costa Rica. So what I was really, really excited to see in our last trip, which was just in May, we took a really diverse group of women, ages 29 to 68, and watching that group of women that came from different backgrounds, different ages, different nationalities, watching them all interact with each other and seeing how they started out as a little more hesitant and maybe not knowing what to expect from this overlanding experience, to by the end of it seeing how much they knew and they felt capable and what they were just able to learn in just a short amount of time just from each other. That was what was really cool. So I saw them interacting in way different ways from day 1 to day 10.
My name is Ashley. I'm from Women Overlanding the World and Women Overlanding the World Retreats. I think the most amazing thing for me was learning about how the women's lives have changed after the trip and how they have more confidence to get outside of their comfort zone now that they're back at home, and the friendships that they've created with each other since the trip ended. So they started their own Facebook chat, and they've been, chatting on all of each other's Facebook pages and have all kept in contact with each other, which I think is really special.
Hi, I'm Sunny with Women Overlanding the World and Women Overlanding the World Retreats. When we started these trips, the idea was to give women kind of a taste of what a long-term international overland trip would be like. what it would be like to get into a foreign country and be in these amazing vehicles and navigate and get past all of your fears and misconceptions. And it turned into so much more than that. I think when we left, we all expected, well, we're going to have this great time this week with this group of women. But what we didn't expect was the magic that was going to happen throughout that week. We didn't know what kind of service we were actually providing to these women and to ourselves. I mean, Costa Rica is the gift that keeps on giving. It is challenging and not challenging all at the same time. It's challenging in all the right ways. I mean, you've got sometimes weather to contend with and sometimes bad roads and, of course, language barriers and things like that. But then you've got monkeys and toucans in the trees over your head and crocodiles in the rivers and just this incredible spirit of the people there. And to experience that with 12 other people plus some of your best friends and do this whole thing over a week's time, I will never forget it. I mean, I know that the women who went on the trip will never forget it, but I will never forget it. This was one of the highlights of my life. There's no question about it. And I can't wait to do it again and meet another group of women. The idea of repeating this is so exciting because those feelings that we had are the kind that you can't manufacture. You just can't. It's truly, it would be a tragedy to miss an experience like this.
So when is your next trip and how can people get in contact with you?
Our next trip starts November 1st through November 10th. We always plan our trips during the middle period between high season and off season. We do that for a lot of reasons. Partly the cost for people to get there. The flights are considerably cheaper, and we want to keep that in mind for our participants. Also, it's a perfect time for both weather and to experience the country because the country's not as crowded with tourists. The weather gives you a little bit of everything. You get a little bit of that Costa Rica sun, but you also get enough of the afternoon rains, which are beautiful, to really light up the jungle. Those jungle sounds and the way everything looks after a light Costa Rican rain is just unbelievable. So it's good timing for that because you get to experience a lot. And the rivers are a little bit higher and the waterfalls are a little bit more amazing with a little bit of rain. So that's why we've planned it for that time period. And then we have another set of dates in May of 2020. But I think this November trip is going to be particularly special, and it's half booked already. So I would really encourage people to get in on that one.
I definitely saw changes in the women during and after the trip, but I also saw changes in myself, which is really fascinating to me. So the first time we went down to Costa Rica, we'd all been there before. We all have overlanding experience through multiple countries. But the difference between getting behind the wheel the first time that we went down there to scout the trip and the third time we went down to run the trip, my own confidence in driving these vehicles in a foreign country was pretty crazy.
Well, I was so nervous because it's not just us, and certainly like on Karen and I's trip, because we were the Vagabrods and we did Central America for a couple years. She did the vast majority of the driving. You know, my job was navigating and trip planning and doing that kind of thing.
Same.
She handled the vehicle. So that was something I was very nervous about leading these trips because it's not just us. We've got these lives in our hands and we want to provide this experience. And so that was part of why we went down so many times in advance, was that so we could all get really comfortable behind the wheel and on the Costa Rican roads. A, we nailed it, which was amazing. And B, it was such a rush. It was so incredible to drive these roads and have this car full of everybody exciting. And we were in this convoy and we looked so cool in our convoy. We've got these amazing vehicles, and then you'd see the locals. First they see the vehicles. And then they see that it's all women driving the vehicles and that everybody in the car is full of women. And you'd see these little girls on the side of the road just light up with excitement. And it was incredible. It's a great experience. But I saw myself change as well. You know, we knew it was going to be a lot of work to do these trips, but when you're on it and you're doing it, this sounds so silly, but the spirit of service while we were doing it wasn't hard to serve everyone. Like, we just wanted everyone to have such a good time that we all got really into that part of it. Like, what else can we do to enhance your experience? Anything we can do. And everybody picked up on that. I think it just made for a great atmosphere, and everyone was so grateful that, I mean, there weren't moments where any of us wondered why we did this. That was very clear every single second of the trip why.
We had never run a convoy with that many vehicles before, And so, when we were down there, some sort of magic came together. We were in the middle of downtown San Jose at rush hour, and all of the things we had, I guess, practiced very loosely with, several vehicles all came together, and
we had
it was amazing.
walkie-talkies, and we went through walkie-talkie commands and good protocol with the radios, things like that. And we had it, we were like a professional team in San Jose. It's amazing. It was just like, okay, 2 cars ahead up on the left, Taylor in car 3, you need to get over 6 inches because I can see your obstacle. And, we were doing all of these things and just switching and, Ashley, get in front now. And it was so smooth. It was cool to watch, and you could tell everybody locally was kind of tripping on it.
Right. I'm Karen from Women Overlanding the World, and my favorite part of the trip was watching the women's expressions when the first time they ever drove a switchback and the water crossings. Those were really awesome. Everyone was so excited. They learned how to properly cross a river, and you could really see everybody just light up. So that was cool.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for doing
absolutely,
that.
absolutely.
Thank you, ladies. It was awesome to see you all again. Thank you for giving us some of your time to be able to sit down and chat with you. We really do greatly appreciate that.
Next up is Roy Zerpoli with Overland Bound. No real introduction needed here. Roy does a great job explaining Overland Bound, a great group to get plugged into.
Well, my name is Roy Zerpoli. I'm here at the Northwest Overland Rally with Overland Bound, working their booth here to bring people awareness of our organization. Overland Bound is an online community that allows people to get in touch with other people in their area to plan events, to share ideas, to talk about modifications or equipment, and discuss and give tips to each other, and be able to connect with all those people around them or people worldwide with this organization. If you choose to be a member, you get some benefits with that, like getting to see our rally points and events that are being put on in your area and nationwide, and you get to see people who are around you. So I think it's worthwhile. Me and my wife Kristen are the Willamette Valley reps in Oregon, and we love being a part of it.
Thank you, Roy. And to close things up, we have Jason of Ox Overland. Super fun, energetic guy who's always fun to talk with. And he talks about their new plans for a family overland trip that he shares with us here. So, Jason, go ahead.
What's up, GHT podcast listeners? This is Jason with Ox Overland. We're here at the 2019 Northwest Overland Rally, and we just wanted to fill you in on real quick what we're doing. We've changed gears, switched plans, and we're actually going to Southeast Asia now. So we're planning to start out in Malaysia and make a weird U through Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, and Japan are also on the ticket too. So we're trying to figure out the details for it right now, but stay tuned because we'll have more for you later.
Thank you, Jason. And it was also nice meeting his wife.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Looking forward to catching up with them for some more details on their trip.
And his family.
Yep.
Anytime we talk with Jason, there's a screaming kid in the background. Full of energy. the whole family there.
Well, they were playing up in the tent.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. What an absolute awesome time meeting so many of our past guests for the first time in person, and seeing a bunch that we met last year. The overlanding community is just beyond welcoming and amazing. Is there any other way that you would put that?
No, it's like-minded people and just approachable.
Yeah. When you find your tribe, dig in deep.
Ooh, I like that.
Good people.
I'm part of the tribe.
Do you want to go through who we met in person for the first time, Lisa?
Yes, I'm excited.
Go for
Emily and Aaron of the Two Dusty Travelers.
Yep, super cool. Emily's funny. She is an energetic girl.
Yeah.
And we missed the chocolate chip cookies. I totally forgot about that.
Chocolate chip cookies.
She said chocolate chip cookies as we were leaving on Friday night. We didn't get there soon enough.
Oh, bummer.
And somebody ate the chocolate. Well, I just totally forgot about it. But I do love chocolate chip cookies, Emily, so you're on the hook next time.
Also, Ernesto and Thaisa of Overland the Americas.
Yeah, and I guess we kind of surprised all of them because they only know our voices.
Yeah.
Because we have radio faces. And nobody knows what we look like. So it was, sorry guys for catching you off guard, but I was just super excited. We were super excited to meet you. So awesome meeting Ernesto and Thais as they were making breakfast. And of course, Richard with Des to Glory
was enjoying.
Totally snuck in there and was enjoying some breakfast that Thais was making. Yeah. Smart man.
Nice to run into him. As previously mentioned as well, Tim and Kelsey of Dirt Sunrise.
Yeah, super awesome couple. Just everybody was super cool. So nice to meet everybody. Get hugs, shake hands, do all that sort of thing. Super cool.
Check out the show notes page at ghteoverland.com/podcasts and select the Northwest Overland Rally of 2019 episode.
Yep, you will see that listed as NWOR if you're not familiar with the rally, so we don't have to spell that whole thing out. Then be sure to send any questions or suggestions or even any feedback to ghteoverlandpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love it if you'd connect with us on social media at ghteoverland. So be sure and share this episode and previous episodes with any friends who enjoy travel off the beaten path.
A big thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you'd like to help support the podcast, consider Patreon. If you enjoyed the episode, it would mean the world to us if you'd slide over and rate, review, and subscribe to the GHT Overland Podcast, giving the GHT Overland Podcast a little extra love on your podcast platform of choice. Thank you, and we will see you next Thursday for an epic new episode of the GHT Overland Podcast. Bye!
Nice hint.